Let's see. We should be live right now. Everything looks good. Yep, we're live. Okay, awesome. Hey everybody, how's it going today? I thought I would just kind of pop in, do a quick live stream, kind of let you guys know what's going on with me, kind of how I'm doing. I also want to chat with some people. Hopefully this live stream goes better than my last one. The last one didn't go too well. I wasn't really feeling up to it. I'm just gonna totally try to not let things bother me if things aren't going well this time. Um, I would like to get into a routine and have a consistent schedule of my live streams, and I think that would be something that obviously you guys would appreciate, but also I think it would be good for me. One of the things that I want to focus on doing right now is I just want to make my YouTube channel better, and I think part of that means more videos. I think that means more live streams and stuff like that. But I'm really kind of struggling to figure out how I'm going to make that work, and I think this is sort of the thing where I guess I don't know, maybe I need your guys' input to try to, help me out here. Like help me kind of help you sort of a thing. Um, it's just like I think I've been in this position for actually like a couple years now. Like this is not something that is just now happening. It's something that I've been going through for the past couple of years. I've just been in this position where I just feel like YouTube like I just feel like I'm just failing at YouTube, and I just don't know how to get myself out of this. I don't know how to get myself out of this situation. I guess just simply getting better, just doing better, doing more, focusing on it more. I think is probably the right thing. Um, but I just wanted to kind of talk about that with you a little bit. Just about that whole thing because it's always been like a major goal for me to have a successful YouTube channel. By the way, we just hit 9,000 subscribers on the channel, and I'm very, very excited about that. It's satisfying, to know that people listen to me. But I also feel like a tremendous amount of responsibility, and I think the reason is particularly because I know that like I know my audience, like I know who watches my videos, and it's not just the type of people who watch my videos are not people who are simply looking for me to be entertaining. You guys probably know who I am. You know what I'm all about. You've seen my other videos. You understand that I'm not I'm not like I'm not as like I'm kind of a deep person. I kind of how would I put it? Like I'm serious, I'm emotional, kind of depressing. Like you guys know who I am, right? Like you guys know what I've shared with you guys so far. And hey there, Kappa's your uncle. Nice to see you in the chat. Thank you for chatting. Yeah, by the way, if any of you guys are live right now, watching this right now, feel free to comment, to chat, to try to help me keep the conversation going. I'm just going to focus a little bit in these first few minutes, not simply doing like a Q&A, but actually just trying to get out, some of the thoughts that I have right now, some of the things I want to talk to you about. I've seen one video, you kind of tore yourself down, reminded me of myself. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've done so far is I've made a lot of videos like that. Like that's pretty much what all my videos are, is videos where, it's all about negative thinking and the things that just me talking about like the depressing thoughts I have. Me, sometimes I'm very emotional and I cry and stuff like that, and that's basically what a lot of my videos have been about. And I'm kind of at a point right now where I'm trying to figure out if I can possibly improve upon my videos so they're not exactly that, but still provide some of the same, what do you call it, like stay on the same subject of like depression, negative thinking, and stuff like that, but maybe not make it so depressing and maybe not make it all about me. Like it's kind of hard, to do that because with social media, it's like all you can really do is kind of be um self-centered. Like I don't really know how to put it. Like I don't want to be as self-centered as I am, but like I don't know how to make content that's not just talking about myself. I really don't know how to. I think that's something that I'm trying to work on. A couple people saying hi. Hey Kenneth, I wish I had some of your strength. I just want to give up sometimes. Hello Anthony, how's it going? I hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's what I'm talking about. Like a lot of people, um, like I have to kind of, as somebody who like is in my position where I upload all these videos to my channel. I have to listen to you guys. I have to listen to like the comments that I get, and a lot of people say stuff like that, like like saying I just want to give up sometimes. I wish that I was stronger. A lot of conversations that are happening in the comments on my videos has to do with depression or mental health or social anxiety or not having friends, being lonely, and all this sort of stuff. So it kind of, so there's clearly a common theme of my channel, a topic that kind of unites everybody who watches me, and I want to keep making videos about these subjects. And honestly, the real reason I want to keep making these videos is because I care a lot about other people. Like I care a lot about other people. I care a lot about myself. I wish personally that I felt better in my life. I wish that I wasn't so depressing. I wish I was able to be more of a social guy. I wish I was able to have fun more. I wish I was able to connect with people better. I wish that there's all these things that I just wish about myself. I wish I was better, right? Which is sort of why I'm attracted to self-help in general. Is, there's people like myself, we get down on ourselves. We get feeling like we're no good. We struggle with our self-esteem. We have all these issues, and and I've noticed that about myself. I think that's one of the things that, like, I've been able to see that. I've been able to see how I struggle, and I don't want to struggle. I really don't want to struggle like this. So yeah, I'm trying to figure things out for myself to make myself better. And I also uh want to, I don't know, like I'm hoping that the purpose of me sharing myself, or sharing what I have to share with you guys on this channel, I hope that it somehow is meaningful to you, or at least somebody who's watching. um and I think that's part of one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is how can I really make videos that are meaningful to people. And and so I'm at a point right now where I'm really thinking carefully about how I can really make videos that are maybe not so much about me, but more about the things that I want to talk about, such as depression, such as developing better social skills to be able to meet people, connect with people more, um, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure that out right now, and that's kind of why I just wanted to do this live stream at the moment, is because I want to kind of get this, I want to get this off my chest. I wanted to kind of articulate this to you guys, because you are the people who I make videos for. You are, a part of the community on this channel. If you can really call it a community, it's just a bunch of people who watch my videos. Um, so I'm just gonna go to chat really quickly. Am I on antidepressants? No, I'm not at the moment. It probably would be a good idea for me, but I don't want to go on antidepressants unless I absolutely have to. But it's probably a good option for myself. But I just haven't. Does anyone ever feel subhuman? I've never really felt like I'm subhuman, and so that's certainly not something that I can relate to. I'd be interested in hearing what that means to you or others. That's really cool to hear that you care for other people and that's what interests you. Have you considered social work of some type? Um, I've considered it. I don't really think I went too in depth into really understanding like what that would be, and how I would go about doing that. There's a lot of things that are possible for me, and I honestly, I think I really need to find out how I really can do more for others. Like, because if what I truly want is if I really do care about other people, like, I care about people's mental health, I care about people's personal development. Like, I want to see people be successful. Like, I genuinely, nothing makes me happier than to hear a good story of somebody who overcame struggles and still made it out on top, succeeded in life. But I know that's not where everybody's at. I know that not everybody's at that point where they feel like they've made it. I know that not everybody's at that point where they feel good. I know that so many people are unhappy in life because of one reason or another. No friends, no relationships, not a good job, you're doing something you hate, not enough money, you can't afford things, maybe you're dealing with some sort of tragedy, some sort of loss in your life. If you're dealing with being bullied, being a victim of discrimination, all sorts of things that so many people are going through. And I can't really necessarily relate to all of these things, maybe some of them, but not all of them, right? There's some things that I go through that I can relate to directly, but other things, I just have to listen to people and hear what people are going through, and I can kind of understand to the best of my ability how other people suffer and what other people struggle with. But nothing makes me feel better than to see people who are struggling with something like those things, and then all of a sudden figuring out how to not struggle with those things or overcome them. For example, if somebody really hates themselves, because of body issues, nothing makes me happier than to see that same person learn to really love themselves, really learn how to be happy with their body. And if somebody's overweight, nothing makes me happier than to see them reach a weight that they're happy with, lose weight, and feel good about themselves. And so, like, I have this part of me that really, really cares for other people, and I feel like I haven't been able to use that care, the actual amount that I care for people. Like, I know a lot of people are like this. I know I'm not like the only one. I know that's pretty common for people to really care for others, to like to see people happy and successful. But I don't know, I just feel like I don't know how to make the most of what I see and what I'm good at. And I just don't know how to do that. So like the one thing that I said, okay, this is the one thing I can do, is I can, focus on the YouTube videos I have. But I just, if I'm being honest with you guys, I think for the past couple of years I've been very disappointed in myself for just failing to make videos online that are doing what I want them to do. Or I should say, I just feel like I'm not making good videos that I'm happy with. So I'm working on how I can get better at being a YouTuber, and hoping that this somehow is able to provide me the ability to either talk about things that are meaningful to people, be supportive for others. I'm trying to figure out a way to work that into this whole thing, because instead of being so self-centered, instead of being, because YouTube is a great place if you're looking for attention, if you're looking for the spotlight to be on you. And I think that YouTube certainly fulfills that for me. It certainly makes me feel good to know people are watching me. I love attention, but it's probably not healthy to be so focused on how many views you're getting, how many subscribers and stuff like that. And so social media, I mean, that's what social media is. I mean, social media is hey, listen to what I have to say, right? And unfortunately, everybody is on social media now, and a lot of people have like YouTube channels and stuff, and kind of the whole point is to kind of get yourself in front of people, or in other words, get views and stuff like that. And right now I'm just kind of feeling very overwhelmed with the number of people that are out there with YouTube channels or social media stuff, that it's kind of overwhelming how many people there are to listen to. You can listen to a ton of people at any given moment. So if you really want to have a channel that's successful, or if you want to be popular on social media, like, you have to stand out in some way. And I think that I've been taking a lot of time kind of think about myself, because I have a channel that's relatively successful, but also it's not successful at all compared to the people that are actually, that actually are doing YouTube for a career, or making money at it and whatnot. For me, it's just basically a hobby. It's something that I really like doing. It's something that, I enjoy people listening to me, and I enjoy, what I do. It's just simply that I'm trying to make it a more healthy thing because for the longest time, like I've basically just been uploading videos whenever I'm sad or whenever I'm depressed or whenever I'm emotional, and it's almost like a way for me to like a way for me to kind of, it's almost like a substitute for like going to therapy or whatever. It's like I need to talk to somebody about how I feel. So instead of like talking to a real person in real life, whether it's family member or whoever, I just go to YouTube and I just, that's what I was doing for a few years on this channel. And finally, I think this year or maybe late last year or something like that, I kind of decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. And I don't want to be this guy that's so depressing. I don't want to be this guy that's uh crying in every video. It's just I got tired of it, and but unfortunately I don't know how to have a channel anymore. Like I don't know what I'm going to be good at. I don't know how to use my talents to actually have interesting videos. I can tell you're a genuinely caring person. I wish more people had your mindset. Thank you. I do too, actually. I wish more people were like caring. I get pissed off watching some of your videos. No one should go through that loneliness. I wouldn't get angry at. I wouldn't watch my videos and feel like I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean the loneliness that I go through or used to go through, it did suck, but it's definitely still nothing compared to what a lot of people go through. Um, I do feel lonely, but I think a lot of that is on me. I think a lot of my loneliness is I think there's a number of things that are going on. Number one, I think a lot of my loneliness is due to my own lack of lack of like reaching out to people, and or at least maybe not knowing how to connect with others, not really knowing how to talk to others. That meaning like I have a just poor social skills, poor communication skills, and that makes me not be able to connect with people. I think a lot of my loneliness just comes from jealousy, just seeing how many other people have friends and seeing how many other people have like best friends and people uh they are with, like, and it's just it bothers me to see that I'm like one of the only people that just kind of say like lives by myself and like doesn't really talk to hardly anybody. But I think here's what I would say. I would say that my loneliness is not very bad right now. It's not bad. You could still technically say that I'm lonely, but I'm not really affected by my loneliness the way that I was a few years ago when I uploaded that other video. And I still struggle with being lonely. I still struggle with um not being the best at connecting to people. I still struggle with like not really knowing how to make friends and stuff like that. But I'm definitely a lot more confident than I used to be. I'm definitely a lot more self-aware than I used to be. I do have I feel better. At least I feel better being by myself. And I think that's another thing is that I've always been a loner, but you don't, just because you are alone, just because you might live alone, just because you might be alone a lot, doesn't mean that you have to be lonely in those moments. Sometimes you can enjoy alone time. You can use it as a way to focus on something that you want to do. But yeah, I still struggle with loneliness, just not to the degree that I used to. And I think what really matters from what I really learned, I guess, by uploading the video that I did about loneliness, is I really learned how common it is. I didn't know, I had no clue that like so many people were dealing with this, and it's actually amazing that there's so many people that are dealing with loneliness. And I think that the internet is providing a way for people to connect in different ways than what weren't possible before. I know a lot of people who might be the introverted, lonely type of people that are also interested in like video games. You know, people find a way to connect with people online playing games. If you're not into video games, I don't know, maybe there's different chat forums, or maybe there's different groups that you can join. And I think that the internet does help with that, but I also think that, I don't know, perhaps social media or the internet in general might even be, I don't know if it's making us more lonely in other ways, you know, because, you know, people spend more time reading what people say on social media, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, you know, Instagram, whatever. I don't know what other social media sites there are, but you know, like, you don't actually meet with people in real life. You just simply read what they have to say online. And I think that might be an issue. I think that it just depends. You know, social media might be good in some ways at connecting us, but it might not necessarily lead to real life engagements, you know, and like meetings, you know. I'm not really sure. I'm not, obviously, I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head here. I don't know for sure. I don't know if there's like, I don't know if there's probably research on social media and effects and how it affects loneliness or whatever. But let's see. Does anybody have severe social anxiety when talking to people and can barely concentrate when listening to people talk? I think that, I'm sure a lot of people do. Um, I know that I've had moments where I've had pretty bad anxiety, but it's not always something that I struggle with all the time. Um, People fear the future, not knowing how life will be. 100%, yeah, for sure. A lot of people, you know, have no clue what's gonna happen, and they get freaked out. Um, God bless you, Kenny, for being so honest. Yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna be honest. I believe in just being honest, honestly. Honestly. All right, sorry, never mind. Um, have you met any friends in real life yet? I have not been searching for friends, and no, I haven't met any. Your strength is your passion for helping people. I think so. I hope so. You should do reaction videos. They're potentially successful YouTube channels. I could do reaction videos. I don't know what I would react to. I don't want to like watch other people's videos though, because I don't want to get copyright strikes. So it would have to be like a real life thing. It would have to be something that I can hold in my hand that wouldn't get me in trouble for playing. Like, I can't just play a video and watch it, because I don't want to mess with that. A series centered around self-improvement. Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, I've always been a guy who is interested in self-improvement and that sort of thing. And I'm definitely going to do um what was I going to say? I'm definitely going to do like videos on certain topics, and I think I kind of have a general idea of what I think that I'd be good at talking about, related to, I guess, self-help. I guess I'll talk to you guys about it. The major issues, I can only really draw it from my own life. When I really like sit here and I think about what I deal with, what I go through, what I struggle with personally, a lot of it has to do with self-hatred. Number one, hating myself. So I want to make videos talking about that. Um, you know, I think that it's a good thing for people to learn how to love themselves more. I think it's a good thing for people to learn how to be more forgiving to ourselves, because I think one of the reasons why people might hate themselves is they might have done stuff in the past that that they regret doing, and it's hard to kind of get over those things. It's kind of hard to overlook the things they've done in the past that you might feel like you made a mistake doing, whether you hurt somebody else or whether you missed out on an opportunity for yourself. I mean, you can kind of spend so much time thinking about the past and stuff like that that it kind of makes you hate yourself a little bit. So there has to be a way to like mentally kind of move on from those situations so you can live the best life you can right now, moving forward. And I think that being able to forgive yourself, or at least be able to understand, that that you shouldn't be so harsh on yourself. I think that's probably, something that I want to talk about. Um, I think that also one of the other issues that I've had in my life is I don't always take the best care of myself, whether it's through laziness or through just not doing enough for myself, not looking for things for like it's just I've done a very bad job at that. So probably gonna make some videos talking about that. Other than that, just I've always struggled with social anxiety, uh, lack of self esteem, just always feeling unhappy. I've always felt like very low energy, kind of no motivation to do stuff. Probably tied to depression. So like I guess at the end of the day, what I want is I want to feel better. I want to think better. I want to feel better. I want to make better decisions in my life that will bring me to a better situation. And I think that ultimately, what that all kind of what that is that's self help, right? That is what self help is. It's and yeah, CBT. Yeah, that is what CBT is. Let's see. So yeah, I think that I really, I really like CBT. Honestly, I really think that I understand it pretty well, and not maybe not well. Like I wouldn't say that I know it like better than other people. I don't think I do, but like I know it enough to be able to maybe people who have no clue what it is, no clue the value of it, no clue at all. I think I might know it good enough to at least talk about it in YouTube videos and hope that maybe some people might learn something from it. But CBT is not necessarily um, what everybody needs, but I do think that it's a valuable tool, that it's available to us, and um, you know, at the very least, just learning simple ways of being able to get yourself out of situations where you feel absolutely miserable. I think that's just something you have to know how to do. There's so many times where I'm just emotionally a mess, where I'm in a bad mood, where I feel terrible. I'm either depressed, no motivation, I'm thinking bad things about myself or other people. And I think that it's a good skill to be able to know how to get yourself out of that position and to not let it kind of take over you. It's like you're not ever going to get rid of negative thinking. You're not ever going to eliminate completely negative thoughts from your life, but at the very least you just have to learn how to not let them control you or overwhelm you. Or you never want to get to the point where that's all you see is just negativity, and just simply all you see is just hopelessness, and there's that you're awful, that I hate myself. Like, you just have to learn how to at least be self-aware, to be able to recognize when you're in a position where that's all you're thinking about, and then to know kind of how to balance things out so you can see things a little bit better. That's kind of the only, I don't know, I feel like that's really like the main purpose of CBT. So what's going on with you guys? You can be depressed everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live. Changing lifestyle may be the key for a fresh start. I guess we must not overthinking and live simple life. Easy to say. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff is easier to say. Like, it's easy to talk about this stuff, but then it's like, you know, it's hard. Life is hard, and it's can be hard, I guess. But yeah, changing your lifestyle, yeah, that might be a good thing. I think if whatever you're doing right now is making you unhappy, it's not working for you, then yeah, I think changing stuff is perhaps what you need. Find a fresh start. Um, yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out how to do that for myself. Honestly, like I've been kind of doing the same thing, for years and not really doing anything different. And I sit here and I still complain about how I don't like my life. And it's like, well, I guess I should probably do something different, Like I should probably not just keep doing the same thing, and expect, things are just going to magically get better. And I think that's really what, when people talk about taking responsibility for your life and uh stuff like that, that's kind of what they mean. It's um I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into this. I think our brains are too good at creating patterns, and following them and breaking out of those patterns is actually immensely difficult. For sure. I mean, patterns are everything, And we all have behavioral habits. We all have these patterns, and whether it's our thoughts, our thinking patterns, or our behavioral patterns. I mean, um, we're used to a certain way of living, a certain way of thinking, and it is not you're not just going to change naturally. Something has to push you to change, and a lot of that might be your circumstances or what you decide to do, making a conscious effort to change, or to make something different for yourself. Um, which is why you hear a lot about, in the whole self-help, self-improvement world, you hear a lot about, setting goals and creating a vision for your future and stuff like that. And I mean, um that is kind of the purpose of that, is to recognize that things don't have to be the same for you. Like if you really don't like your life, or if you want change, that I think it's good to understand that things don't have to be the same. And I think this is kind of where people who are depressed get stuck, is because people who are depressed genuinely are feeling hopeless. Like there is no way. Like I just can't change. Like my life is stuck like this. I'm never gonna get better. And that's why um taking time to really figure out what you want and doing something about it, and then seeing that things can improve, like really, you can't really get out of that feeling unless you actually see yourself make results in the way that you want them. Like seeing yourself make progress is um there's that saying that happiness is progress, or whatever, progress is something like that. I don't know how it goes. um and yeah, that makes sense. Right. So do you guys have any, like, things you want to say to me, or any questions you have for me? If you do, just go ahead and put it in the chat. I don't know how much longer I can really do this for. After a while, just kind of talking about this stuff, it kind of I don't know. I feel like there's a limit on, like, how much of this type of conversation I can have, talking about depression and self help and that sort of thing. And it's not exactly the most entertaining um topic to talk about. But let me see. Um I No matter what, whenever I do one of these live streams, like, that is inevitably what I end up talking about, is, like, this sort of self-help stuff. And um I feel like I always have these, like, types of conversations that are really about that. And I don't know how to really talk about anything else. I watch a lot of people on YouTube that are talking about uh that are just, hanging out, having fun, being funny and stuff like that. And I just don't know I don't know how to have conversations that aren't this deep and serious. Like I genuinely, I don't. Do I have brothers, sisters, a girlfriend? Yeah, I do have a girlfriend. I do have brothers and sisters. I don't really see my brothers and sisters very often. Um, they're all younger than me. I'm the oldest, and some of them are from my dad, and some of them are from my mom, because my parents are separated. They're not together. Um, so all my brothers and sisters are all like half brothers and sisters because they don't share the same parents, both parents, I should say. Have you dealt with self harm? I have not. No, I know a lot of people have. Although I know that self harm, um, like self harm. When you think about self harm, it's hurting yourself or something like that. But I know that if you're depressed or if you're struggling with this sort of stuff, mental health issues, um, you might end up doing something like that, like physically hurting yourself, as a lot of people do. It's unfortunately more common than maybe what people realize. Um, but I think that in general, people who are depressed have a self destructive, um, what they end up doing is they end up basically doing things that might not hurt them physically, but they might ruin relationships, job opportunities. You might just, you might have options, right? If you're depressed. Unfortunately, people who are depressed feel like they have no options. They feel like they're hopeless. But sometimes you might ruin that for yourself when you're depressed. Uh, like you might just quit your job out of nowhere when everything might have worked out, And it's like, obviously, I'm not talking about self harm anymore, but um, that's still, people do things like that, or just randomly breaking up with somebody that you're in a relationship with, you know, because you can't handle it. But then the thing is you kind of make these decisions when you're in a bad mental place, and when you start feeling better, you're like, ah man, I wish I didn't quit that job. I wish I didn't break up with that person. And so you end up almost making yourself um more unhappy. And I don't know, I can't really think of any other examples. But so it's not self-harm, but it's it's like it's a self-defeating thing. You're not, I don't know how to put it. What do you think of people? What do you think of people too scared, anxious to comment on videos? I'm too scared to comment on videos. I don't ever comment on videos unless I know who the person is. Right? There's a few people that I've met from YouTube, uh, that have watched my videos, and I've talked to them or something like that, and I'll comment on their videos, but I never chat and live stream. I never comment on YouTube videos. I think on Twitch they call them lurkers. Is that true, guys? I think that's how it goes. Right? I don't know. But what do I think about that? I don't know. Like a lot of times you just don't feel comfortable. I don't. I'll never like judge people for being shy or have social anxiety or be scared to talk to people, or comment. It is a little different though, because commenting, um like they don't actually see you, right? But you know am I in the States? Yes, I'm in the States. um are you afraid of going out to meet friends? And if you are, have you forced yourself into what you felt was an embarrassing situation? uh I wouldn't say that. I've never really made any attempts to actually try to meet friends, honestly. I can't really think of anything that would be like that for myself. we should all just link up and make our lives better. I don't know about you, but I hate waking up. I want to be somebody else that can change though. Yeah, I mean, I think that, me, I don't know how I'd make that happen. You know, uh obviously you're watching my videos. I think most people are into like improving themselves, and like I think self-help, personal development is, I think, something that most people probably think about to some extent. But I think that there are some people that are just more into it than others, and some people who are depressed that maybe need it more than others. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. But like, yeah, I think it's valuable to have other people surrounding you that you connect with, that also are on that same path of wanting to be better and developing themselves. And um in the past, I found physical pain numbs out the emotional pain, but I haven't done that in years. It's ultimately not helpful. Would not recommend it. Oh, okay. But that's kind of, I guess, why people might do that sort of self harm. I guess I never really thought about that. Do you take some pills? No, I've never taken pills for depression. I've never taken pills for anything. I don't take medication at all. Um, I think I think the reason for that is because when I was a kid, um, I could never get myself to swallow pills because of, the gag reflex or whatever. And I think that as I got older, I just never cared enough to try it again. I don't know. I remember being like 12 or something, and was given like a pill, maybe 13. I don't know how old I was. It was a long time ago, and I just couldn't swallow it. Like I couldn't get I tried to, put the pill in my mouth and take water and whatever, but I just like I couldn't get myself to swallow it. So I just decided at that point that I'm never gonna take pills. And then as I got older, I just I never was able to. I don't know. I should try it sometime. I should actually just get like a vitamin or something, and because I've never swallowed a pill before. Maybe I should do that. That's also kind of one of the reasons why I don't go on medication. Um, but if I had to take a medication right now, I would definitely learn how to freaking swallow pills. I'm not gonna not do that. Um, do you have some advice about self worth, feeling worthless? It affects my behavior. I self sabotage, and yeah, self sabotage. That's the word I was looking for. And not pursuing things I want to do, but remaining stuck and doing things I hate. Um, advice for self worth. Hold on a minute. Let me click over if I have something written down about this. I like write things out when I think a lot about something. I'll just like type it out, you know, document. Um, any advice? Um, I don't know. What would your guys' advice be for that? For self worth, feeling worthless. Hold on. I'm trying to think, man. um, if you feel worthless, then what, you feel like you can't, like you're. I'm trying to put myself in that state of mind. You feel worthless. You feel like you're not good at anything, or that you can't do anything, or something like that. Um, you're not useful or whatever. Can't help anybody. Um, what keeps you motivated? Motivation's a big topic. I don't know what keeps me motivated. Motivated a lot by um one of the things that motivates me so much is I I genuinely sometimes am disgusted by myself. Not necessarily disgusted, but like I hate myself so much sometimes, and I see myself being extremely lazy, and I see the consequences of that, or I see myself, um, I let myself neglect to take care of myself sometimes, or to get what I want, and then so much time passes where I get nowhere, and I literally am frustrated so much that it kind of gives me a little bit of motivation to figure out what the hell I'm doing and get my act together because um but other than that, positive motivation, so there's like a negative motivation, right? But the positive motivation would be caring for other people, um wanting to, this is going to sound, I think one of the reasons why I I don't even want to go there. Don't you're I mean I'm thinking. You're getting me to think about what motivates me. And to be honest with you, these types of questions are like really self-reflective questions, you know. And I that's I do that a lot, you know, on my own time. But uh I mean, I think self-reflection in general is a good thing, you know. Introspection, developing a concept of who you are, concept of self, right? Like um understanding yourself, self-awareness. I think that's all good. Um hold on a minute. uh I want to get back to the advice on self-worth, and you didn't really put me on the spot, Max. I don't have, you know, when people ask me questions like what to do about depression, what do you do with self-esteem issues or self-worth or all this sort of stuff, like I immediately go into thinking about what that means, and you know, what advice would I give? And you know, I don't always have like advice for people. Like I try to like analyze these things and try to understand what they mean, and then I don't know how it applies to real life situations, but I don't know. It's just I'm not really the best at advice. Because honestly, I don't really believe that I should be giving advice. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that's really made things work out for myself. So yeah, people might ask me for advice, but like, and it is easier to like give advice than it is to follow that advice yourself. Uh, because you know some things are easier said than done, and you can it's easy to point the finger at other people and tell them how they should live and what's best for them. But then when it really comes down to you doing that, you don't always do it. Maybe, perhaps. Um, would you consider yourself an introvert? I'm definitely an introvert. Do you self isolate? Yeah, I would say that isolation is one of my problems that I've had. Is um a lot of times, you know, the reason why I don't make friends very easily, or the reason why I feel lonely or whatever, is because I choose to be by myself, you know, and I sometimes am so anxious around people or whatever that I just choose to not interact with others. I kind of figuratively I close the door on others, and yeah, that leads me to feeling isolated, and yeah, that is self isolation, I would say, right? Discord. I should start a Discord. I don't know how to start a Discord. I'll probably figure out how to get a Discord soon. Um, hey Kenneth, I met you in West Palm Beach with your girlfriend. How are you today? That was not me. I don't know who you are. I'm curious to know if you tried to fix your problems using alcohol. Um, I don't drink very often. Um, I I feel, to be honest with you guys, I kind of want to do a stream where I drink, because but I don't think it, no, I don't think that alcohol fixes your problems. If you legitimately have real life issues, I don't think that alcohol will fix any of your problems. Um, but I do, when I feel just slightly tipsy, just get a couple, a couple drinks in me, I feel so much more relaxed. I feel so much more um able to be social. Like it kind of gets rid of my social anxiety. Not really get rid of. Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of does get rid of it. I'm more. Definitely it does something for my socialness, and um, that's why I'd want to do it on stream is because I think that would make me a little bit more silly, a little bit more entertaining, and I don't think that alcohol is good for a lot of people though, because alcohol can lead to addiction and it can lead to serious problems. And obviously, you don't have to listen to me. I don't know much about that because I've never dealt with it. Alcoholism or whatever addiction. It's not something that I've dealt with. Um, so I would not advise people to drink at all. It's just uh, there is something about it that appeals to me personally, that makes me feel better in the moment. Um, but I drink so rarely that it's just not an issue for me. I literally I have not drank in maybe a couple months. I mean, no, I think I drank once the last couple months. But like when I say I drink, like I don't like go all out. Like I literally have enough to like feel a little little buzz. You know what I mean? Um, have you ever been discriminated against because of your mental illness? Uh, I don't know. I would say no because I'm taking a moment to think about that. Like I don't really know how are people like this is a genuine question. Like I genuinely don't know. Like how would people be discriminated against for their mental illness? Like I just I can't think of any real life situations on the spot. I mean, I'd have to take a little bit more time to really think about what that would mean because maybe I have and I just didn't know it, but I don't know. Sorry for being late to the stream. I don't know if you're talking about depression. Are you depressed at the moment? I am, I think. I don't know if I'm going to not be in this situation all my life. At the moment, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm not depressed, like, literally right now as I'm talking to you. But at this point in my life, I've been kind of going through some on and off depression. And I feel like I'm starting to get depressed again. But it's something that I got to be careful because I can go back into that um more severe depression. Like it just has to be something has to just go wrong and I'm right back there. But I try my best to avoid situations that or avoid things that would make me more depressed. I'm definitely not. If I am depressed right now, it's definitely not that severe, and I'm fine. That's what I would say. I think that I have a personality which perhaps kind of makes me mildly depressed like all the time. But I think that when you talk about depression, you have to understand the degrees of depression and how some people who are going through depression might only have a little bit of depression. Like they might just slightly be depression, which in my the word that I use is mild, right? That's what I think. Um, you can measure it sort of. You'd say you have a mild depression. If your depression is more a worse depression, it's a moderate level of depression, right? It's like the mid range. And then if you have severe depression, it's like that means that like you are severely depressed. You're really struggling with probably the majority of issues that people who are depressed deal with. And maybe you're literally not able to get out of bed. You're missing work. You're you're having suicidal thoughts, or severe depression is like extreme. It's like you're going through the worst of the worst. Moderate depression is I my depression is like I might have a period of time, like maybe a month, a couple months, or a few months, where I really can't say that I'm depressed, but then all of a sudden I would go back into that depression. So for me, it's almost like um like how would I put it? The best way for me to describe my depression is I would say that in the month of April or May, I would say that I wasn't really depressed at all. But in around December and January of this last year, I would say that I was going through some pretty severe depression, or at least moderate level of depression. And so my mental state is always fluctuating. Sometimes I'm feeling amazing, sometimes I'm feeling depressed, and I don't know what it is that causes it. I really don't. Um, I think that perhaps me being on medication would really make it so that this doesn't happen. Um, uh, but I don't know. I'm so nervous. I think I'm just so scared about going on medication because I don't know how it would really affect me, and I don't know. I don't know why. I'm just nervous about that sort of thing. Um, but it also sucks because I feel like no matter what, I'm always gonna have this sort of negative mindset of like always feeling like I'm no good, always feeling like uh nobody likes me, and all these like thoughts like that. Like I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna be like that. Where am I at in the chat? I used to be the same way. Now I take 4 pills at once. Record yourself talking positive. Record yourself talking positively about yourself and play it all night through while sleeping. I don't think I'd ever go to that extent, but I do think that talking positively, or what you would call the affirmations, I do think that those are a something that you can do potentially that might help you, but you just have to maybe see if it works for you or not. I, do I go out with people? I don't really ever go out with anybody. I visit my parents. I visit. I mean, honestly, the only time I ever really go out is when I visit my parents and my brothers and sisters. Where am I at? Just want to let you know I watch your videos whenever I feel lonely, and it helps sometimes. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That makes me feel good. I mean, that's really one of the purposes why I do the videos is because I care about other people, and I'm hoping that my videos somehow matter to others. I don't know why this whole this YouTube chat is weird, because some of you guys keep chatting things and it holds them, and I have to approve the comments before they show up, and I don't know why it's doing that. It's done that like for a few of you guys so far, and I they're perfectly fine comments. I don't know what the hell it's doing that for. I might have to just turn off the auto call it auto filter. Let's see, where else am I? Where am I at here? Feel the same way about weed. Yeah, that's the other thing is marijuana was just legalized here in Michigan, and there's not going to be, and that's one of the things that like I'm curious as to how it would affect me. I don't really want to smoke at all, but I just want to try it, at some point. Awesome to see that you're live again. Yeah, honestly, like I want to get back into. I want to do more live streams. Like, what is today? Today's Wednesday, right? Um, Ideally, I'd get to a point where I stream every week, maybe every Monday and Friday, maybe just one day a week, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 3 days a week, and then I want to have at least 2 videos or 3 videos a week. Maybe I'll work my way up to 5 days a week, but that's a lot of content. And one of the things that Um, I've just been trying to figure out lately. I've been trying to figure out how I'm gonna make my channel more interesting, how I'm gonna make it more valuable to people, how I'm gonna make my videos just like if I want to do this thing where I focus on my YouTube channel, like I'm kind of stuck. Like I've been stuck for the past 2 years. I'm trying to figure out, um, like what videos really would matter to people. So yeah, I do want your guys' feedback. Like honestly, like yeah, I can obviously make the videos just me talking about my dealings with depression and loneliness, but I don't know, I honestly feel like I talk about this stuff too much, and I just feel like I don't know how to branch off into other things. I don't know how to uh talk about anything other than depression, loneliness, social anxiety, and stuff like that. Although these are things that are really important to people that are dealing with these things. I still want to figure out how to branch off, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like live streaming, is because I can kind of uh the conversation can start in one place, and now we're an hour into the live stream and I can totally go into a totally different subject. Where am I at here? People used to bully me for blushing in school. My face would turn red because I was so anxious. I couldn't understand it, and it was a yikes. Yeah, that's not good for people to bully. Um, it's weird. That people would really make a big deal out of you blushing. That's kind of a people will find any reason to bully you or make fun of you or whatever, and it sucks that like people are like that. The thing I don't know, if you're a Christian, it does help me to be around God. Sometimes it feels like a test, but I think the reason we go through depression is to trust God to take care of us. No, I don't think that I'm a Christian. I don't know why I said it like that. That's kind of a very bad way of wording that. No, I grew up as a Christian. My whole ever my whole upbringing was Christian. Um, but I did reach a point um around going to university, going to college, where I started not uh basically not being a Christian, and you know I still listen. I don't know. My feelings about religion are um a lot more complex, in my opinion, than most people's. Um, oh, man, that sounded so arrogant. Hold on, let me take that back. I'm gonna take that back. That sounded so fucking arrogant. Um, I don't want to go there right now. I really don't want to go there. Um, I can't do this right now. I'm not gonna go into the religion talk right now, guys. Oh man, do I know my Myers-Briggs type? Um, yeah, I do. I'm an INFP, introverted. Uh, the N, which is intuition instead of observant. Uh, F is feeling instead of thinking, and then P is forget what P is. P is different, I think, for a couple of. Sometimes people say that P is uh perception or perceptive and prospective, and I think it's different for different things. I gotta look it up though to be sure what that is. And the J is for judgmental or judgment. Let's see. Roberto says hello. Every day feels like you're not living a life worthwhile, rather surviving. Um, yeah, that's unfortunate that like so many people just feel like they're just kind of getting through the day and they're not really doing much. It's not really fulfilling to them. They just don't feel like they're doing anything meaningful that's really, that matters. Like so many people feel like they're just basically surviving, and unfortunately that's how it is for a lot of people. People call it seasonal depression. Yeah, that might be what I have. I might have seasonal depression, but I don't know. Psychosis is when emotional swings happen. I feel that too. I'm a very emotional person, and yeah, I can definitely go from being emotionally good to emotionally just miserable. Do you envy successful people who are thinking they are better than you? You feel like you are in challenge. Absolutely, yeah. I definitely look at successful people and feel like, why am I not that successful? Like, and I'm definitely jealous and it sucks. um. All right. Let's see. I'm just gonna say that I had one of the worst times in my life in the past 2 months, and I've let many people down. I'm sorry to hear that. Ken Boss, I'm sorry. And then I hope you're doing well, man. Your videos help so many people. Thank you. I'm doing fine. Uh, do you think homosexuality is a sin? No, I don't think that. You kind of have to believe in sin like that, and I'm not sure if I really believe in that. Just out of curiosity, how did you meet your girlfriend? My girlfriend and I met in high school. Honestly, I met my girlfriend in high school, and it was basically just luck that we got together. Um, and if we didn't ever meet in high school, I don't know if I would be able to have a girlfriend today. I don't know if I would have a girlfriend. I don't know if I would know how to have a girlfriend. Like, it just so happens that it worked out. Uh, and it's great, you know. So people say, "Hey, how do you get a girlfriend? You have a girlfriend?" I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I honestly I don't know. No, we were both on the bowling team in high school, and she was obviously on the girls team, and I was on the guys team. And one day we got paired up together because they were doing some thing where if you're a guy, you had to team up with a girl, and they did that whole thing. Uh, and I got teamed up with her, and then we had to practice. I don't know. I think one time, like, she messaged me on Facebook or something, and she said, "Hey, do you want to go bowling together?" We went bowling together. I didn't think of it as like a date. I just thought, yeah, we're both on the bowling team. Let's go practice bowling. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm like a date. You know, I don't think she was thinking that either. But we ended up going bowling together, and I guess you could say that was like making friends. But I didn't think of it at the time as like her being a friend of mine. I didn't think that I was making a friend. I just thought just going bowling, honestly. And um yeah, and then that was my senior year in high school. And then we ended up going to prom together, which was kind of a weird thing that happened because I wasn't planning on going to prom. She just kind of brought it up. I didn't really bring it up. I think she brought it up. Hey, are you going with anybody? And I said no. And none of you guys are interested in this. I don't know why I'm telling it. I think I'm gonna get going though. Um, it has been like an hour. So yeah, I've been streaming for an hour. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys for all the support. Um, I really want to. I want to figure out how to make more videos. I want to do. I want to upload more videos. I want to do more live streams. Probably. I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm doing yet. I might experiment with different kinds of videos and try new things just to kind of get my channel going. Um. Uh. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make my channel something that I'm happy with, that is interesting to you guys, and maybe has some sort of value in terms of those of you guys who are dealing with depression, loneliness, self help. You know, if you want to like focus on like self-improvement, you know. I really hope that my videos can be helpful, and I think what I'm trying to figure out at this time is how I can make my videos valuable. Like I don't want my videos to be as self-centered as they have been, where I'm just talking about myself and where I'm just like I'm just trying to figure out how to make it less about me and more about like people who are watching, and less about me and more about like, you know, these like the topic of depression or the topic of loneliness. And you know, I've just been so disappointed in my channel, and I feel like I need to get better at my videos, and I haven't. I've been taking so much time just avoiding YouTube altogether, not doing anything on YouTube because I just have not been happy with myself and not knowing what to do. So I'm trying to figure things out, and I'm going to experiment a little bit perhaps. I want to grow this channel. I want to I want to you know, it's always been a goal of mine to be successful on YouTube, you know, because I started watching YouTube a long time ago. I started watching YouTube probably like 2008, 2009, you know, and then I started my first channel a couple years after that. It didn't really work out, so I quit, and then I came back with this channel and started working out, you know. We're up to 9,000 subscribers, and I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with where we're at in terms of people actually watch me, which is amazing. And people give me good feedback. You know, I've already had a few people in the chat here say that my videos have been meaningful to them or something like that. So that I mean that makes me feel amazing, you know. So at this point, I'm just working on getting better. Unfortunately, I'm just doing this as a hobby right now because there's not really money coming in my way. Yeah, there is a little bit of money coming in from the ads on my videos, but we're just talking like a little enough money for me to like go out to eat once a month, you know, or go take a really nice trip to the dollar store and buy a few things, you know. But I would like to grow my channel to the point where either I'm getting enough views or I can maybe make a significant amount of money that from YouTube to where I can either work a part-time job and have YouTube be part-time or something like that. Like, I'm really hoping that things work out for me, but I'm definitely thinking long-term. I'm not thinking like right now. I'm thinking like if I keep working at this for the next couple of years or something, or a few years, I'm hoping that I can figure out how to make my videos both meaningful to people that watch them, interesting, entertaining, as well as financially viable for me. You know, it just sucks. You see, you know, I've seen so many people make YouTube into something that they do. I've seen so many people. I've seen so many people be successful at YouTube that it is a little. It is. I am a little jealous that I'm not good enough. Right. I'm a little jealous that I'm not very good at it. Like that's one. I'm so disappointed in myself because my videos really aren't any better than what, well, I shouldn't say that. My videos are not significantly better than what they were when I first started up on YouTube. They're better for sure, but they're not, like, I don't edit my videos because I suck at video editing. The whole production side of things just really sucks. I'm working on it, and I want you guys to know that right now I'm taking a little bit of time to try to figure things out, to work at it, and make my channel better. And maybe that with all that is, it just means I'm going to do more live streams. You know, I'm gonna upload more videos, and I'm gonna try to figure out what to do. But it'll work. I'll figure it out. It might take me a while. You know, I really haven't been doing that much stuff this year or last year. So I kind of really slowed down my growth potential. But, you know, I'm not in a hurry. You know, I'm not really in a hurry to get to 100,000 subscribers or anything. I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm just hoping that I get better. I am going to start working on my Twitch channel though, my gaming content. I do want that to be something as an additional thing that I do alongside this YouTube channel, where I focus on depression and loneliness here and self-help and stuff like that. I am going to just have sort of a chill sort of gaming sessions over on my Twitch channel, where right now I'm just playing Fortnite. And I'm probably going to eventually play other games, different types of games, but right now I'm just playing Fortnite. So, and my Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Kenny Stahl, and I'm streaming on Fridays and Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. I might expand that to be another day during the week as well. But so far, I really haven't been getting anybody watching me over there, so it's been kind of tough. I just kind of been doing really short streams, but maybe if I get an audience over on Twitch, I'll start streaming longer. But other than that, I'm trying to. I want to get better at this. I want this to work out for me, but because I enjoy these conversations. I've been talking for like an hour now about depression and stuff, and I just got to figure out how to make things better. So any of you guys' feedback would be very helpful for me, telling me what you like, what you want to see, what interests you, and I'll work on it. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate you all participating in the chat. I'm gonna get going now, but it was fun. It was good for me to actually do one of these, and I'll do another one either this week or next week. So yeah, see you guys later. Take care.